Well, it's not as good as coming off of 3-0 perfect week, but another good week here on Picks and Pizza. I'm your host, Joe Giglio, joined by the pizza czar of Raleigh, Anthony Guerra. How we feeling, buddy?
I feel good, coming off a lot of carbohydrates this weekend, but
oh, that's right, your pizza tour.
Pizza tour, yeah.
Is that does that explain the hat?
That should explain the hat at Luigi's Park Slope, the Luigi's of Park Slope, the legend.
Is Luigi still with us?
Luigi, no.
Okay. Is the store still with us?
Yes.
Okay.
The eternal store. That'll never close.
I don't quite understand the dash.
I don't, the dash when it's still
for everybody,
going. I'm trying to lower this down so if you're watching here, you could see. I'm trying to get a tilt on the hat here. I'm not sure what that dash refers to. Obviously, 1973.
Sure,
dash.
Opened. Like if it's still with us, then
possibly I would have gone a different direction in design. But when I saw it, I said I have to have that.
I had to have it.
That's
got that red and green.
Oh yeah,
Italia forever.
Oh yeah.
All right. Last week here on Picks and Pizza, we had a very important development because I'll remind you that we are wagering for Joe Giglio and the OG getting a spot on the Oakwood Pizza Box menu, digital menu, of course. I'm sure I'll print one out and post it in the store though. And look at here. We have ourselves a development. And that is, I had a good week in the NFL last week.
Pulling ahead.
I mean, it happened. I went 3-0 last week, hitting my prop. Thank you, Russell Wilson. We both hit Russell Wilson. You were 1-2. I was 3-0. So now I'm 9-8.
Wow.
On the season. Do you see that? Plus 20? Plus 20?
A legend. A legend.
Plus 20.
You are going to go to the Hall of Fame soon.
Anthony 8-9 minus 190. We're getting there. I can feel it. What item would you like me to rename on the menu?
At this point, maybe the espresso.
Ooh, I like that too.
Espresso like this idea. It might be appropriate. It feels about right.
I feel like instead of calling it a square, we'll just call it the OG. I mean, for negotiating.
Interesting. Okay. Might cause some confusion, but that's okay.
I don't want to mess with your money. So,
well, listen, we'll see what happens.
All right. So let's get into it because we have NFL picks and we have Mike Singletary.
I want winners.
I want winners too. And this is going to dovetail nicely into our weekly conversation, not about Russell Wilson this time, although I'm sure he will factor in here at some point, but about Matt Canada.
How does this guy show up so much?
Offensive coordinator for your Pittsburgh Steelers. They're playing the Rams this week, and my lock of the week are going to be the Rams -3 at home, a home 3 against the Steelers. Here's why I like this. Is a pure Sean McVay versus Matt Canada calling the plays. Who would you rather have calling your plays? Right?
Yeah, but who's more innovative?
But as we've learned this week, which first of all, I did not know that Sean McVay had a podcast. I guess I should at this point understand that everyone has a podcast.
Yeah.
Sean McVay has a podcast, and on this podcast, which is called Flying Coach, pretty clever, Sean McVay with Peter Schrager. It's from The Ringer. I almost fell off of my chair when I heard him point you're a Carolina guy, point to the passer here. So let's get to the clip. This is not doctored. This is Rams coach and truly considered to be, I mean, him and Shanahan and McDaniel are considered the best play callers in the NFL right now.
Geniuses, yeah.
Okay. He's got a Super Bowl title, all those good things. So this is legit. This is Sean McVay on his own podcast pointing the finger to the passer.
I'll tell you one of the guys, who's now the OC at Pittsburgh at Pittsburgh. And I think he was the OC at the University of Pitt is Matt Canada when he was running all these different jet sweeps and types of motions pre-snap. That was something that I remember seeing a couple years ago. Some of our coaches brought that to my attention, and that had somewhat of an influence on what we started really doing in 18. And, even going back to before we got here, some of the different ways that they were utilizing Tavon Austin when Brian Schottenheimer was the OC. Those are things that, it's all right. What are the best ways to express the skill set of your players, your personnel? And, that's one of the things that kind of off the top of my head came to mind. And I mean, I even, but.
All right. So
What the
Joe Giglio, who covered NC
What
State
the
and saw Matt
fuck?
Canada have no idea what to do with Jalen Samuels, is sitting here going,
he expressed
maybe he's confused. Maybe because he said Tavon Austin with the Steelers. Maybe he's confused. I don't
But
know.
he also didn't even know what team he coached for. So how fucking influential was he? I don't know where he is. What is going on? Too many podcasts. That's all I got.
All right, so
you guys are legend. I just don't know what he does. Where is he?
that's my lock of the week. I've got the Rams, the old Lou Holtz rope-a-dope. Tell your opponent how great they are before you go in there and kick their ass.
No doubt about it. Yeah. What was that guy's name? Yeah, what can we give credit for? Yeah, he moved guys. He moved them before the snap. He moved them. What?
He totally invented throwing screen passes to backup tackles and third string tight ends. What is your lock of the week?
I have to go with my, on the road. I'm a little bit nervous about this, but they're my guys. I'm going to keep betting them because I think we might lose a couple, but we're going to win a bunch. Miami. We're going to get 2.5, and we're going to go to Philadelphia.
You're going to keep riding the Dolphins, which is a pretty good strategy because, again, let's check in on the ATS standings. If you are new to gambling, ATS against the spread. This is how all NFL teams right now look against the number. And look at that. Detroit, 5-1, top of the list. Miami, 5-1, top of the list. And the Rams, by the way, 4-1-1. I can explain the Rams because last year they were bad, so they're outperforming their previous number. That number will catch up to them as the season goes along. But Miami and Detroit have just been really good on offense in a year
big time
where scoring is down.
Yes.
The average scoring last week was 18 points a game, and that includes all of the points that Miami put up against the Carolina Panthers last week.
You can remind me of that because I forgot that the 49ers lost to the Browns in one of the ugliest offense performances I think Shanahan has ever had in his career. That was an ugly game.
On the opposite end of the spectrum.
Are they deflating the footballs again?
Opposite end of the spectrum. Here are some teams we've been fading all year. We haven't dipped into the Panthers pool yet, but we have definitely faded Sean Payton and the Broncos at 5-1 on the season. So you are going, I think I already gave it away. You're going with your Miami Dolphins, 5-1 against the number, and you're also going with another road team this week in the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, I like Detroit. Good football team. I know I said some words about them earlier in the season.
Well, you just wanted them to beat somebody. Well, they've now beaten a bunch of teams.
They've been beating people. I think they're a better team than Baltimore. I understand going on the road. We talked about it last week. Road games 2 weeks ago. We talked about road games being dangerous. I like the better team getting points. The road's not going to affect them.
Lions at Ravens.
Yeah, Lions at Ravens.
Okay, so you're getting Ravens are a home 3. You're getting 3 points. I was weary last week when they went to Tampa. I stayed away from the Lions. I wonder if I was a week early, but the way that they're performing on offense, again, there's just no one playing offense in the NFL. Not named the Dolphins, not named the Lions. When Christian McCaffrey's healthy, you can see what the Niners do.
Yeah,
I think it was part of your loss last week.
They didn't. I feel like the rest of the team didn't show up. Nobody went to the game.
Yeah,
I wouldn't want to be in Cleveland either, though, to be honest. I think that's part of it.
Totally fair.
No offense to Cleveland.
So the Jets are off this week, which is why we have this free play. And I am going to use my free play for the Chargers, which is going to lead into my prop. I'm taking the Chargers plus 5.5 at the Chiefs, and you might be going, Joe, what are you doing? Brandon Staley is an idiot. He should have been fired a long time ago. I totally and completely agree. Brandon Staley, Chargers coach, is 18-17-1 against the number. That's everyone in the NFL, but Andy Reid and the Kansas City Chiefs. They're 3-1. He's 3-1 against Andy Reid.
It's a wild number.
He's 3-1 against the number. The one loss, the one game he didn't cover was an overtime loss, 34-28. So in regulation, he's covered in every game that they've played in against the Chiefs. Andy Reid, you and I agree, best coach in the NFL.
Absolutely.
So why is Brandon Staley, Mr. Computer Brain, Mr. Outthink Everything, how could he possibly be 3-1 against Andy Reid against the number?
it's one of those weird stats in sports. It's got to continue, or is it going to regress to the mean?
5.5. The Chiefs just seem to be a team that just continues to play with its food this year. They kind of get away with it because of Andy Reid,
because
of
the
Patrick
refs,
Mahomes,
the refs,
because of the officials,
the
maybe
refs,
little T sizzle magic as well. I don't know. This is also going to lead me to my prop of the week. Now you have destroyed in props all year. Props to you. That has been your strength this year.
Thank God. If I could do 3 props a week, we'd be running away.
Well, we might have to adjust as we go along. My prop, just because it's with this game, I'm going to stick with this game. I'm going Herbert. I'm going to go over in his passing yards. It's a starchy number, 266.5. However, he has covered that in the last 3 starts against the Chiefs, including both games at Arrowhead Stadium. I think the way these games play out, the Chargers are very aggressive, trying to keep up. I think Staley kind of puts his big boy pants on, trying to keep up with Andy Reid. Herbert kind of feels that magnetic push and pull with Mahomes, trying to prove himself. I'm going to take Herbert's passing over to complete my picks of the week. And now, your prop of the week, sir. I feel like we've gone away from our formula of Russell Wilson because they've tweaked his numbers, man. I am not lying to you. I was going to fade him again. They bumped his passing total down 10 full yards, sir. That's a decent number.
Listen, I don't think he's a great quarterback, but I think he could. That's a tough bar. They moved down too much.
So where are you going this week? Because we have no Bronco fade. You're riding your Dolphins. You're riding a 5-1 Lions team against the number. What you got?
I got Brock Purdy. I think they brought his numbers down this week. He did not have a great performance last week, no doubt about it. But we're going to go play the Vikings,
who are not good. This is a primetime game. Yep. Niners coming off of a shitty performance against the Browns.
Yep.
I like the premise here.
Yep. He's going to go over 236. I think he's done that most of the games this year. There's 2 games he didn't. Last week he did not. I think they adjust a little bit. I think he can get this number pretty easily.
All right, let's take a quick peek at Brock Purdy's numbers on the season. I think you're probably right. It's also the quality of the defense, which Minnesota's defense is for shit.
Yeah, I mean, I listen. I'm looking to attack that defense. I look to attack. I was staring at Jordan Love this week. I stared at him. He was my number 1 target here, and I said, I can't bet Jordan Love as an Aaron Rodgers guy. I can't support that. But
all right, so you're saying 236.5?
236.5.
All right, so he's 125 last week. Dallas, where they scored 42 points, 250. Arizona plays no defense, 280. The Giants are the worst team in the history of football, 310.
Robust.
On the road, Rams, a little bit of a struggle. On the road, Pitt, a little bit of a struggle, but those are games they probably had in control. Yep. And also had a fully healthy Christian McCaffrey.
He's got to throw the ball to win the game. I think he's got to score, and I think they could do it. I think it's a doable. Certainly, the passing numbers are a little bit tricky this week because it feels like a really. I think the book has understood where I was striking them, and they're trying to make their move against me and everyone else.
All right, so let's now remind everyone that all of our picks in the NFL are brought to you by the Oakwood Pizza Box, oakwoodpizzabox.com. Wednesday through Sunday. Mm-hmm. You're back in town, so Friday lunch tomorrow, you're open?
Oh, yeah, wide open. Let's go.
Friday for lunch tomorrow, Saturday lunch, Sunday lunch, you name it. You're there. Get the square. Maybe the OG, maybe the special will become the OG because I do love the pepperoni, jalapeno, honey.
Okay.
I'm negotiating up here because the espresso's not even on the menu, sir.
It is. It's on the menu. Of course it is.
So we need to go to the replay booth.
Go to the replay booth. Let's get the challenge. What's that commercial with the husband and wife? Throw the challenge flag. It's under beverages.
All right, let's
lower left-hand part of the menu. It's there. Maybe get like an affogato. Get like a little gelato action in there with the espresso over the top.
I'm sorry. What did you just say?
It's called an affogato.
We don't have FCC rules here, but I'm not sure what that means.
Affogato is that word.
Forget about it.
No, it's not.
All right. You're saying espresso is on the menu?
Yeah, lower left.
Cheese, square, white.
Beverages.
I see a cannoli.
No, yeah, I don't see espresso. Do you see espresso? Oh, is that espresso? Oh, look at that. There it is.
That doesn't feel important enough, though, to be perfectly honest with you.
But I feel like hiding it on the menu is exactly
it's like a little Easter egg.
Yeah. I feel like the listeners they'll look for it now. Hand-pulled
Interesting.
espresso machine. The machine comes from 1986.
What if we, under the square, put it in parentheses, the OG?
Maybe that's a little bit too prominent. Maybe.
I mean, it's not. We're not printing anything out, sir.
Maybe we add, maybe we add it as a topping. We just do like add OG.
Oh, pepperoni, sausage,
be-
meatball, OG.
Yeah, 5 stars only. No?
I'll work on that. Let's work on that.
All right.
But go to oakwoodpizzabox.com, order your pizza. Head over there in person, of course, on Person Street, oddly enough. Get the Narragansett on tap. You got bubbles. You got cannolis. You got salad. The salad, that'll be our pizza question of the week.
We got, is that pizza related though?
From Caesar on Instagram.
From Caesar.
How did you settle on the house salad with the different ingredients that you use?
Oh,
We have the peppercini.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
And salami.
Yep.
You know me, I don't like the olives, but I'm a little bit unusual. So how did you come up with this combination for your house salad?
We opened without a salad because we opened with just me. And I figured I could make enough pizza, and I had to watch Vivian. We talked about that one time.
Yep.
So there was no salad at all. And people were getting like really upset about that, which I did not anticipate.
So I'm pro simplified menus. And you know me, I love what you do.
Yeah.
Because you understand your fastball, you stick to it.
Oh, yeah.
A pizza place, though, a proper pizza place has salad.
Yeah, well, we evolved to that place is what I'm saying. I mean, I got there. We got to that point. We have 2 salads, but in the beginning we had 0. And I was shocked at the outrage.
Did you come up with your own Caesar dressing recipe?
Caesar dressing, yes. House salad, yes. Absolutely. We wanted to build both of those from the ground up, and I tinker a lot. So it was for the house salad, it was about marrying the right olive oil with the right vinegar. And the Caesar is a far more complicated salad dressing because you have an excellent Caesar dressing. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
We took each ingredient and went by the gram and grammed it up. So everyone claims to hate anchovies, but they really love anchovies, and they just want to say that
salt. Yes.
Yeah, it's that's. I hate anchovy. Yeah, I love Caesar dressing though. Every single one of them has anchovy if it's decent. We gram that up though, so it's 1 gram at a time, and then we settled in a place, and we took each ingredient and did that.
How can I talk you into either adding a shredded carrot or a cucumber to the house salad?
Carrots and cucumbers?
Yes.
What's a shredded carrot doing in there?
I love a shredded carrot. I love a cucumber.
Just a raw shredded carrot, just throw it in there?
Mm-hmm. Just a little sprinkle of color.
Are you like a raw mushroom guy in the salad too?
No. I mean, I don't dislike them.
You like the raw mushrooms? Because
I don't dislike them, but I don't. When I make a salad at home, I do not put mushroom in there. I do put carrot. I do put cucumber.
You shaving it yourself, or you buying it pre-shaved?
I'm not gonna lie to you. I know you can save a bunch of money by shredding them yourself. But
you're buying them shredded.
I buy the bag of shredded carrots. Yes.
Do you buy the carrot chips the waffle?
No, I don't like those. Now my wife does, but I do not like the carrot chips. I will say this: were you not scarred as a child? So when I was growing up, my grandmother, my dad's mom, actually lived in our house downstairs. She had her own apartment, but that's where she was.
Yep.
And she cooked. Okay. She was a cook. My dad is cooked a little bit to learn from her.
Yep.
Did you have one of those cheese? It looks like a paddle, and it's a grate. It's a actual crisscross lattice where you have to push the cheese through.
Oh, the guitar.
Yeah. My knuckles are still scraped up from using that thing as a youth. So I don't like to. I'll chop things now. I'll cut things now, but I will not screw around with the
box grater. You don't have a box grater on a carrot?
The box grater scares me too.
What about you can get a food processor and you just sort of drop it in.
Yeah, that feels like cheating.
Okay.
I like cutting.
But buying it in a bag is
I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying. I understand there's no consistency there.
Okay.
Would it be cost prohibitive for a carrot or a cucumber? Am I pushing my luck?
Yeah, I mean, from a variability standpoint, I hate variables. So like
Okay.
I hate like the cucumbers come in like
Definitely variable.
because we are in negotiations. We're interviewing other lettuces for
Are
the
you?
Caesar because the romaine is, if you've not noticed in stores, romaine has been really, 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 really inconsistent. A lot of
Okay.
that has to do with growing season and growing conditions. But the romaine is, we're interviewing other candidates. I mean,
I see when I make salad, I make it without lettuce. I make it with cucumbers as the base.
what? So cucumbers, pre-shaved cucumber.
No, I cut my own cucumbers.
What shape are you cutting it in? Is it like a julienne, or are you going like a fine?
Not fine, but yes, a julienne.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Cucumber. I like a cherry tomato. I like carrot,
Okay.
and usually
What's the
that's it.
dressing?
Oil and
Caesar?
vinegar.
Oh, oil.
I don't know. I don't make my own Caesar.
Okay.
I leave that to you.
I'm not a big fan of the bottled Caesar dressings, though. They're really gross.
No, I don't buy. I don't.
That's that is a really bad
I
product in a grocery store.
I would buy your Caesar dressing, but I would, as my friend Greg Hayden has at the Raleigh Times, makes his own ranch. You can buy your own ranch from Empire Eats. Good stuff. I don't like ranch. My wife likes ranch.
Okay.
I don't do ranch, but I do Caesar. But I don't buy it in the store. No. I like a vinaigrette.
Keeping it light and healthy.
But what?
Good for you.
No.
Good for your dog.
What I'm saying to you though is like every pizza store I ever went to in my life
had a carrot and cucumber salad.
No.
I was gonna say, wait, where's this going?
They had a house salad, or it was usually an antipasta salad.
Yeah.
Yours is a bit of a mix there, right?
Yeah,
but you don't put provolone or
no. But we
you have a heavy cheese there, but it's not a provolone.
Pecorino. Shaved pecorino on there.
But you go heavy with that.
Yeah. We try to push it. It's a salad. It needs cheese.
I agree.
It needs a lot of cheese.
I agree.
Salt, pepper.
I don't mind an onion either in my Italian antipasta.
Red onions in there. Red onions in
yours.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Thin slice. Yeah.
So we're just missing
cucumbers.
I would
and carrots.
swap something out for the olive. I just don't like olives. I know
You're
they are
anti-olive guy. Though.
They are traditionally in that antipasta salad.
That salad needs that. Yeah.
I would trade. I would accept the olives with one of my additions. So
okay.
I know you're worried.
I'm concerned. I think that the audience is concerned about this cucumber salad situation.
But
very Mediterranean.
You're saying variable, but you're not saying you don't like cucumbers, though.
No, I'm pro cucumber.
Yeah.
Pro cucumber. I'm not anti cucumber.
Okay. No, this is about your business.
Yeah.
It's and having a standard. This isn't about actually liking cucumbers.
No, I like cucumber. I don't know that I like the cucumber in that salad application. A salad application, yes. That salad, I don't know.
In yours,
I don't know if the cucumber's there.
Okay. Well, the carrot would definitely work though.
Like we've been workshopping a fennel salad with citrus, but you probably
fennel
hate
like a finoku?
No, fennel like the bulb. Shave it thin.
Finoku.
Yeah, fennel. Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's it's a palate cleanser.
Yeah. Like the really
surely you've been to it at one of your family Thanksgiving or Christmas or Easter dinners where you actually eat the finoku between meals.
Yeah, and that way
courses.
Yeah, that's been in discussion. We've workshopped that. We just have no room in Pizza Box. I can't.
Sure.
So there's so much we can't.
What about a celery in this garden salad?
What are we doing with celery?
I like celery too. It's one of my
with buffalo wings. I mean, I would do buffalo wings too if I had space, but
no, don't do that.
I don't know.
That's part of my ad for you that I don't.
I can't do that.
I rep for you that you know what you're good at.
I wouldn't do it.
Same with my man Ryan over at Wings Over. He's not making pizza. He's making wings.
He's making wings.
Knows what he's doing.
No, it takes a ton of. If you do it right, it takes a ton of space. I don't think people realize how much space it takes.
Yes.
And how much attention to it you have to do. You can't just throw. I don't just throw stuff around.
All right. Well, best of luck this week. I'm very happy to be one game ahead of you.
Yeah.
Appreciate you coming in. We'll see you next Thursday. I'm now going to make some college picks because Josh Goodson beat me last week. So now I just as I've given you some grief, I will now have to take the grief.
Can we understand where Josh Goodson's at on this cucumber and carrot salad thing?
Sure. You want to bring him in?
I need a third opinion here. I don't understand I'm so confused.
You want to bring him in and see what he thinks?
The non-lettuce base thing just killed me.
Really?
That just what are you doing, dude? Like
Every salad you make has
you try to-
lettuce.
you try to do this with everything. You try to be right about something and like just try to make up something like you're the only one that's made it up, and like because of that you're going to get this credit whenever you die. Like they're going to put in your obituary like came up with the cucumber like base salad. Like, and it's not going to happen, Joe. Like, and like it's okay. Like it's just a weird thing. You're wrong, and like it's fine. It's totally okay.
Wow.
Can you tell that Josh won this week?
Wow. All right, listen, I was sitting here kind of scratching my head, so I'm glad I'm not alone.
All right, well, you might as well stick around for these then. Anthony.
Come on, let's go.
All right, we got some college picks. And of course, every time we talk and make our college picks, it's brought to you by RTP Mortgage, rtpmortgage.com. My friend Josh Goodson, who's right there, who's giving me a hard time. That's how you know he's my friend. Check him out, rtpmortgage.com. You can also call him 252-361-1415. I got compliments as I sent you on my RTP Mortgage ad, Josh. So I'm just going to keep going here since you're actually here for this one. If you're trying to buy a house, first of all, you need to know how much you can afford. That's the first step in the process. So you reach out to Josh, you reach out to RTP Mortgage. Maybe, I'm not saying I know anyone like this. Maybe you need a cash out refi. I don't know. It's not the greatest of market right now, but the truth of the matter is sometimes you just need help, and you need help from your number one asset, which is your home. Again, smart thing to do. Reach out to Josh, RTP Mortgage, rtpmortgage.com. How did I do, Josh?
You did great. Appreciate it, Joe. You did awesome.
This is also the point where you say you'd like to keep your license, right? So I have to mention your NMLS number, which is 1569995. All right. So perfect. Thank you, Josh. Appreciate you. And now let us get to what happened last week right here on Picks and Pizza, because as I said, I didn't win. I mean, I did okay. I was 1-1-1. But if we look at the picks from last week, Josh Goodson feeling good. Other than being blinded by the Wolfpack, he goes 2-1 and improves to 10-12-1 on the season. And look at that. I went 1-1-1, and I am now 10-12-1 on the season. You feeling better now about where you are?
Yeah, and sorry to all the haters out there. State doesn't play this week, so 3-0's
It's in play. It's in play.
I don't have to deal with that anymore. Come back next week, which I cannot wait to see what the NC State Clemson line is going to be. I just cannot wait.
I have a feeling it could be pretty starchy, although it's at home. I would guess 8. How about that?
It will be a number that a lot of people are like, okay, I need to go put every mortgage and every dollar that I have to my name on Clemson. I know that's what the number's probably going to look like, to your point. So.
All right, let's start this week with your alma mater and Anthony's alma mater. UNC hosts Virginia. The number is 23.5. Man, this feels like a super duper Carolina kills Virginia. But man, 23.5 feels slightly starchy. Which way are you going?
Lay them.
Josh?
Lay them everywhere you can with the Tar Heels.
All right.
I don't think this is going to be close. They've got that swagger, the Hills do right now. And they can score in bunches, and Virginia cannot do. Virginia has neither of those. They don't have swagger, and neither can they score at all. Not even. They don't even score like
terrible.
Well, what's the opposite of bunches? Like, I don't know. They can't even score in that amount.
Radically.
They're not going to hang. I feel like this is. Has Drake May played good this year? Do you think?
Yeah. Well, he wasn't great last week against Miami, but.
It feels like last year's lead up to their 9-0, he was the story. And obviously he was a freshman, right? Like, and I understand the reason why, but he did not make a mistake. It felt like through the first 2 months of the year. And then as the year wore on, maybe played a couple good defenses, whatever. This year's been a little bit weird. Like UNC's defense has actually played well enough to help them get these leads and such. And so he hasn't had to be called upon yet. This feels like hey, we have a really good quarterback. We wouldn't mind seeing him go to New York the first weekend of December. I think he's going to throw. He may not even play the third or fourth quarter. It may not even matter. I think he's got a big game in him. I would play UNC 23.5. I'd bet him in the first quarter. I would bet him in the first half. Every way you could bet the Hills. They are not going to. This is not Georgia Tech of last year. This is not the Georgia Tech game scenario from last year yet. They may have one of those in them. It ain't this week.
Yeah, it might be next week when they play Georgia Tech.
No, the home game, home night games. I don't.
Yeah, I hate to be boring, but I'm going to follow you. I actually think Carolina is going to score 56 points in this game. I don't think Virginia can score enough to cover, even though that number, man, they're getting a little sharp on those Tar Heels. We'll see how this goes, but I'm with you. All right, let's do Duke at Florida State. Duke getting 14.5 down in Tallahassee. I do not expect Riley Leonard to play in this football game. Josh, which way are you going?
Lay him with the Seminoles.
Okay. Seminoles have been good to you?
Yeah, they've been good to me. And Duke, the only other time that they have played a game against a team that is faster than them. I'm not going to use the word necessarily better because I think Notre Dame still has probably overall more talent than Duke does. But Notre Dame isn't the team that's going to just blitz you up and down the field just because they're faster than you. That's just not their MO. Florida State has that. The only other time Duke played a team like that was Clemson. We know Duke beat Clemson by 21, but we also know that if you peel back the box score, the yards were not close. Clemson had a bunch of weird turnovers right at the goal line. Duke still may have won that game, but it wasn't a 21-point beatdown type output out of that. I don't even think Duke's going to get blown out, but I could see them without Riley Leonard. They don't have a conference loss yet. They could still make it back to playing Florida State at the end of the year in the championship game. They've got a game against Louisville next week. They've still got Carolina to go. I think they're not going to play Leonard. They're going to hope they get through this game. And I just think that if they lost 28-10 or 31-10, I wouldn't look at that and say that Duke got blown out or there's a problem in Durham. I think that Florida State might just stranglehold this thing and Duke just doesn't have enough to do anything with it. And then the game just kind of ends. And Mike Elko's like, cool, let's get out of town. Let's get back home. Let's get Riley healthy. So I'm going to lay it with Florida State. I do think that they'll cover. Duke, I don't think Duke can score.
All right. I'm going to go the other side of this. I just think Duke's going to fight like hell. And I think they can fight and lose 24-3, just like they beat State last week, Could be.
And still like Florida State still cover. I don't think it's an issue of them not fighting. So I don't want it to come out as if I'm hating on Duke. I just think the spot without Leonard.
No, you're a Duke hater. It's fine. Give me your lock. Oh, I got a chance to use it because I didn't get a chance to use it in our other one. Hang on. Lock of the week.
Lock it up. You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. You lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
All right, what you got for your lock of the week, Josh Goodson?
It's tonight. Actually.
Tonight?
Ooh.
Who's playing?
I love this spot. Marshall came to NC State 2 weeks ago, poured it out against the Pack, and they were good. Marshall's athletic.
I like where you're going here.
Poured it out. What did they do the following week? Had to go back on the road against Georgia State. They got beat up. Right? They got beat pretty bad last week. Marshall's pretty good, I think. Marshall's at home tonight, hosting 6-0 JMU, who can only talk about whining that they're not bowl eligible and whining that they're not ranked.
Yeah.
JMU is 6-0, but I looked some of their score. They haven't been killing everyone. I mean, they've been in a bunch of one-score games. Marshall's catching. I can get 4 at home. I think they went on the field, to be honest with you. It just feels like a good spot after Marshall poured it out and lost. Sleepy game last week on the road and lost. Come back home against a team. They can look at James Madison and want to put a 1 in that loss column for James Madison. I just love the spot with Marshall. I saw enough when they were in Raleigh. They're a good team. I think they can keep it within the number and beat JMU.
All right. Sprinkling the money line there?
Yeah, I think they're going to win outright.
Oh, I like that.
All right. So do you remember when UCF used to be good?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're not anymore. And there's some big games this week. I kind of like Penn State, but they're on the road. I kind of like Utah, but they're on the road. Kind of like Ole Miss against Auburn because I think Auburn stinks on the road. So I'm going to follow my own rules here. What a great spot on the schedule. Oklahoma, after beating Texas, you know what they got? A week off.
Yeah.
So while everyone has been blowing them for a week, usually you go back out and you look like shit because everyone's been on you.
Right.
They've kind of been forgotten a little bit here. And they're at home. This is a noon game. I don't think Central Florida is any good. And it's only 18. This is one of those games, Josh, I was just talking to Anthony about. Oklahoma's number is screwed up from last year because they sucked last year. Like this line should be like 28. It's 18. So give me Oklahoma. Give me the RTP mortgage lock of the century on Oklahoma to absolutely wipe the floor with an 0-3 Central Florida team in the Big 12 in their first year in the Big 12.
I think stuff like this matters. Dylan Gabriel was at UCF.
Mhm.
I think that teammates like see that, understand that. Like they're not gonna. They will actually care about getting up for this game, whereas maybe they wouldn't. Right? They've got to support their. They got to support their guy who was at. That's his old school. Let's make sure he beats his old school. Let's make sure he shows out against his old school. I love that play, by the way. I love it.
Awesome. Take it yourself. I'm here to help. You're here to hate. I'm here to help. It's fine.
I'm going 3-0 this week. No pack to screw me over this week.
Cripple you. Perfect. Well, Josh, appreciate you, of course, for all of your mortgage needs. Go to rtpmortgage.com. And Anthony Guerra, Oakwood Pizza Box. Josh, go hit up the Oakwood Pizza Box pretty soon. You'll be eating the salads and eating the pizza, and you'll be like, okay, cool. Julio was right.
With lettuce.
With lettuce. Always. Let's do it again next week. Good luck.
See you, boys.